Hey, this is Marcus again, and I'm back with another demo of Sidecar. This time it's a different one than what I would have expected to make yesterday. This is how to use Sidecar with OpenClaw. I previously was not aware that OpenClaw used a chat engine called Pi to store their conversations until someone commented and asked me to support it. Then I was working with my OpenClaw instance, and if you don't know what OpenClaw is, it's a personal assistant. You can install it on your computer, and it will do all kinds of things for you. You should go watch another video about that before you watch this one. The nice thing with OpenClaw is you have this user interface where you can see your chat with the bot, and the user interface is a little bit, it's okay. It's not the worst, it's not great, but it doesn't really give you a quick way to look into all of the data that is available between you and your assistant. So my assistant is called Kestrel, and I discovered tonight that it's amazing using Sidecar with OpenClaw. So the first thing that you can do is you can use TD, which is the task management system built for coding agents with OpenClaw. So if I want OpenClaw, my bot, I'm just going to start calling it Kestrel. If I want Kestrel to remember something for later and I want to keep it in a more structured way, I can create a task, or actually I can ask Kestrel to create a task. Like this one, I have to be able to get Kestrel to be able to control my vacuum cleaner. Or this one which is the idea that was implemented here, which is to use TD as a persistent backlog. And you could use any type of tasks. You can link them together. You can have nested tasks. You can have labels. You can create custom boards with different views. So right now I have an ideas board, which is where my only two tasks are. But I could also create a new view and filter on any arbitrary thing. So anytime I wanted to talk to my agent and ask them to find a task related to a project, I could have, say, look on the board for the basement remodel or whatever project I'm working on. I'm not remodeling my basement. Another cool thing you can do with Sidecar and OpenClaw is you can look into their memory. You can do this some in the OpenClaw interface, but I find it here is really nice. And I'm not going to show you too much of my memory because I don't know what's in there and I don't want to exfiltrate data in a YouTube video, but you can see scripts that have been written by Kestrel to help out with its job. You can see the skills that are installed specifically for Kestrel. And you can see, again, I'm not going to click these files, but all of the different things that Kestrel has learned about me and about itself. I guess I can click this one. And all these markdown files, you can see them in the raw markdown, or if you press the M shortcut, you get a nice preview of them. And anything that your bot knows, you can find here. Another thing that you can do is browse the conversations that you've had with the bot. And as you can see here, this is a conversation that I had using Claude with my OpenClaw bot. So all I have to do is open Sidecar in the workspace of my OpenClaw instance, which is, you can ask your OpenClaw where it is. It's easy to find. And then you add it as a new project, which is using the @ shortcut on the keyboard. You can see it's here with all of my other projects. I have Kestrel, but if I wanted to add a new one, all I would do is do Control A, and then I type the name of it, my bot or whatever, and then I put the path to it. You can paste that in from your OpenClaw. They'll give you the path, and then you can switch to it, and then you can switch between your other projects. Like if I wanted to go from talking to my bot over back to Sidecar, I could switch over there and start developing on Sidecar, and then quickly switch back over to Kestrel and have a conversation with it. And you can choose which AI you want to use to talk to your version of Kestrel. So here I'm using Claude to talk to it instead of the native Pi, but I could also choose any other agent to talk to Kestrel, and because I have the agents.md file in there, it would know exactly what to do, and it would behave just like Kestrel is. It would just be using a different AI backend, which is amazing. And you can definitely not do that in the OpenClaw. Well, you may be able to do that in the OpenClaw web interface, I just haven't found a way to do it this easily or this iTermy. I like doing it in the terminals. It's just fun. Another thing you can do is you can, you will be able to do soon. I have a notes plugin that I'll be releasing soon. And I can write a note here, and then my Kestrel can pick it up and they can message me back. Which, of course, there's a million ways that this could possibly be done, but it's just kind of a fun way to take notes that both of you have access to easily. And it doesn't need any special access to Apple Notes or whatever other thing you use. It has a very simple and straightforward searchable API using the same query language that's built into TD. I can also see the Git repo and version all of my interactions with Kestrel. You can see there's a couple commits here already. I don't think they're versioned by default, but I thought that was a good idea. Again, the files, the conversations here by default are unfiltered, and so you get a lot of like cron jobs and stuff. But if you find the category shortcut, which is just capital C, and again, I brought up the shortcuts by pressing the question mark keyboard. So if I switch the category, then I'll see only ones where I'm actually interacting with Kestrel myself. I gotta be careful not to dox myself again. Let's see, is this? That's probably fine. Okay, and then that's about it. We've seen the workspaces, which is where you can start a new session and talk to your, oops, I spelled it wrong. And talk to your agent here. And you can see the notes. So maybe let's try one thing. Let me start a conversation with Kestrel and ask it to create a new TD task to make a thumbnail for this video. And we're using Haiku here, so if it doesn't work, it's because I'm not using the best model, but I bet it will work. Oh. It's a demo of you working in Sidecar. All right, the nice thing with Haiku though is it's fast, so if it can figure it out, here we go. So it created the new task, and I should be able to go here. Oops, let's see what it said. And it's asking more questions, but let me switch over from the ideas board. It looks like it didn't tag it ideas. And go to the all issues board, and there's the thumbnail task. So I could ask it to add details here. I could link it to another task. I could tell it to put it in the ideas board. And that's it. There's the demo. That's entirely interacting with OpenClaw without using their interface, having full access to all the files, Git repos, notes, and a whole new task system that just works as if it was designed for OpenClaw, even though it wasn't. And there's so much more to come with TD. Pretty soon you'll be able to use your TD data in all kinds of other places. We'll just put it that way. So hope you'll give Sidecar a try. If you find any issues, I'm pretty responsive on YouTube, and Kestrel helps out a lot with that. And on GitHub issues, my username is Marcus on GitHub. So it's Marcus/Sidecar, or you can look at the website at sidecar.haplab.com. That's HAPLAB. All right, thanks for watching.